My mental and this. Can we talk about it? So, this is the things that happen in everyday life that will cause our mental to think it's crazy, to think it's gonna lose it, to think, oh wow, how am I gonna overcome this? Or it is your mental when life is going good. And there are no complaints. Everything is aligned according to God's will and it's flowing. Well, your mental in both situations matter. I love it because when we are assisting in everyday life, whether that is a professional setting, a personal setting, or a spiritual setting, a lot of us we do dual things. We assist in our personal, we're mothers, we're fathers, we're spouses, we're aunties, uncles, we're all those things. So we're trying to assist someone else in everyday life, right? The example for professional, we're an employee, we're a lead, we're a supervisor, we're a manager, or we are the CEO, the boss. And so we are attempting to assist society with what it is that we're able to provide, right? Or spiritually, we're trying to assist a ministry, a local ministry, a mega ministry. We're trying to assist it in whatever title God has given us. And so it is vital that when we are assisting, we are doing it with Christ consciousness. And what is Christ consciousness? It is a religious philosophy and psychological concept that refers to the state of awareness of one's true nature and higher self. The definition is this: a state of awareness of one's true nature, higher self, and birthright as a child of God. Goal: to reconcile and release the struggles of earthly experiences and view them from a higher perspective. Benefits: promote self love, self acceptance, and loving and accepting others. Practices: meditating on God's Word, allowing a healthy prayer life to produce manifestations of God's divine nature. Though Jesus never speaks about Christ consciousness and the Bible never mentions it, as I stated earlier, the Bible does say we can have the mind or mindset of Christ consciousness. I love it because though when I was looking at Christ consciousness and it said religious philosophy, we all know that Christianity, Jesus taught us this all through the Bible, is not a religious contract. It is a personal relationship. So it is vital that if we are going to have the mind of Christ, we evaluate our personal relationship with the Father. Do I have a healthy prayer life? Do I fast when instructed to by God or by those that I have entrusted to be my Christian mentor, my pastor, my leader of this ministry? Do I worship or do I worry? It is vital that we self evaluate continuously to ensure that the mind of Christ really has a way to be ours. Sometimes we can be so mentally consumed with this world, with demonic forces, that God has nowhere to come in and to take over. 1 Corinthians 2 and 16 says this: Christ, yes, Christ, and we possess Christ's perceptions. Sounds like the mind of Christ to me. 1 Corinthians 2 and 5 says this: live in the Spirit, and you will be able to carefully evaluate all things. You're subject, and you're subject to the scrutiny of no one but God. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5 says this: Demolish every deceptive fantasy that opposes God and break through every arrogant attitude that is raised up in defiance of the true knowledge of God. We capture and insist that it bow in obedience to the Anointed One. Demolish every internal argument with God's truth, Christ consciousness. Romans 8:6 says this: For the sense and reason of the flesh is death, but the mindset controlled by the Spirit finds life and peace. Philippians 2:5, and consider the example that Jesus, the Anointed One, has set before us. Let his mindset become your motivation. Philippians 4:8, keep your thoughts continually fixed on all that authentic and real, honorable and admirable, beautiful and respectful, pure and holy, merciful and kind, and fasten your thoughts on every glorious work of God, praising him always.